My name is Don Combs, and it is an honor to talk with Reverend Daniel Neiswanger. And Dan and I are going to have a great conversation about a bunch of different topics. And we're going to start with, how did you sense your call to pastoral ministry? How did the Lord call you?
So I was called into ministry through a missions trip that I went on. The church that my family was attending at the time did a short-term mission experience to the island of Roatan, which is off the coast of Honduras. And we were there for a week.
Wow.
And I got very early on, met a young boy by the name of Bert. And I spent a lot of time with Bert. Bert was going through a traumatic time in his life. His mom had just passed away. His dad was in jail. He had a sister who had her own family who was kind of looking out for him, but he was really on his own, had his own house that he lived in. When I say house, it was up on stilts. It was one room. There wasn't a door. There was a board nailed across the front to keep the chickens and the dogs out. But Bert and I just spent a lot of time together, and over the course of the week, I had the opportunity to witness him making a profession of faith. I was able to be there as he got baptized. I helped him get connected with the local church in town, and so somebody could follow up with him after we left. And we just, every spare moment, Bert and I kind of spent together. And then one afternoon, I was by myself, and I was sitting on a park bench across the street from the church. You're looking at the First Baptist Church of Cox and Hole. And it's this community, or this church, that First Baptist Church of Westerlo partnered with way back in 1985 or 84 to do ministry. We came here for a week-long missions trip, and it's right here on this very street. And you can see the park just beyond that first palm tree there. And it was there that there was a park bench. It's no longer there, but it's where the park bench was, and it's down this street that group of 12 to 15 boys came running down that street, and this is where God grabbed a hold of my heart. And all of a sudden, I was just in tears, and not quite sure why at that time, but I went and I found my youth leader, and immediately he asked, "What happened to you?" You know, and I shared the story that I just shared with you. And then he asked this question. He goes, "Do you think the Spirit of God is talking to you?" And, and then we had this conversation, about the way that God speaks to people. And that's what I point to as my call, because the question that I was wrestling with was, I had spent so much time with Bert, but what about these other 30 boys? Who was going to share with them? Who was going to talk to them? Who was going to minister to them? And not only them, but there's so many others. Not only on the island of Roatan, but